5 years, and I've done like almost nothing with it. So I'm just like RuneQuest.
I have notebook. I too have notebooks that like lay around, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, look at this. Oh, Gerbo, no, that sucks. We love having you here, man. Might be the last time Gerbo the Druid is live with us. Hello, everyone.
Oh no.
No, no.
Live with us doesn't mean he's gonna stop watching, but he might not. I understand that staying
the
up
last
super
time
late with
he'll
us.
be alive.
Yeah.
He's like super late out where you are. We appreciate it, dude. I do not anticipate tonight being that long. Hello, everyone. Happy Cinco de Mayo. If you're like in America, it's a made-up American holiday, so Corona.
Corporate holidays.
What else do we have to say? I don't know. Here we are again. It's been a while, and let's pick up. Let's talk about where we were. Sarah, do we have anything to announce? I don't think so. That's usually the end of the stream.
No, I usually do all my plugs at the end of the stream.
Cool. See, like my brain cell, which is Sarah, was missing, so I couldn't think of anything. So,
your least
talk
favorite
about
brain cell.
Sorry, the official brain cell of DMs After Dark.
Yes, the official.
Maybe we should talk about we dropped Mindcrawler today. The first.
We did.
Yes.
So we did. We had a podcast drop this morning. Troy did Mindcrawler, which is a really cool game, and you guys should check that out. Where you download our podcast. I know what to say. Yeah, Troy is traveling tonight. We've been hit with the curse of scheduling, which we will be hit with for a while.
He is in chat though, so you can tell him how much you love him, and he will see it.
Yes. So Troy dropped Mindcrawler this morning. Check it out. It's a great thing you can download on our podcast. Speaking of podcasts, we hit 2 milestones this month. One is that we crossed 5,000 podcast downloads. And the second one was that we went like way over 1,000 podcast downloads in a month, meaning that we're already well on the way to 6,000 podcast downloads, which is, doesn't sound like a lot for like maybe a major podcast, but for 6 nerds from the smallest state in the union, it means a lot to us. So thank you all out there.
7 nerds?
That's correct. There's 7 nerds.
The official.
I'm
going to assume that we forgot Kent, the official bench warmer of DMs After Dark.
I'm Kent. I'm Kent. Yes. So that's awesome. So we're happy with that, and things seem to be picking up momentum. So thank you so much. It's really cool that we're reaching people. We're all very happy about it. That being said, let's get back to the world of RuneQuest, where we can reach people there. Where did we leave off? Who wants to recap?
We did some things, some minor things and stuff throughout the village and whatnot. We had some conversations with some folks, got some advice about being confused teenagers in various ways. And then Rue packed up his things and got ready to leave, but he had made some promises not to just leave without saying goodbye, so he went to say goodbye, and that backfired terribly, and everybody followed him.
Yeah, they did.
Everybody followed him on his quest to the mountains to find out what he is, seeking the Telmori who live up there above the veil. And also seeking the Telmori spirit boy that has been visiting him in his dreams and waking hours, and seems to need his help. So
killed 2 bears. Yep.
Killed 2 bears. They hiked on up into the mountains looking for answers. Rue finally passed a tracking check, as if he is competent. And they found the sort of cliffside and like skyline that Rue recognized from his dreams and visions. And Rue climbed down a steep embankment. By climbed, I mean fell. Fell into the bushes. And there he discovered the remains of a small child, and kind of knew them immediately to be the remains of killed 2 bears. And then looking up, it left the question if he fell, which he had assured him when they first met in the pit that he was a very good climber and jumper, or if he was pushed. So he gathered up the remains, and they went further into the Telmori territory, and were found by a Telmori individual who is extremely harsh and unwelcoming and about ready to throw down, even after Rue had said that they were bringing back the body of a child who was one of theirs, which was very sus.
Yeah.
Yes, Ripping Claw, which was very sus. Luckily for them, other Telmori from the pack showed up, and there was some tense moments there. They're very different than us. We are outsiders in their home, But in the end, they decided to take Rue and the others to meet their clan leader. And Ripping Claw took the fuck off, we later found out, because he had killed 2 bears. So the wolves went on a wolf hunt. Rue returned the remains to his father. And the pack expressed a degree of gratitude for that much, at least. And then went off hunting the traitor among them. Walks in the dark helped guide the rest of them back down the mountainside after sort of some conversations where they basically reiterated that Rue was not one of them, though his father was. They have no goodwill toward Rue's father. Neither does Rue. They kind of met on some common ground of both having been betrayed by this man in different ways. And had a few sort of bonding wolfy moments. And Walks in the Dark left Rue with a potion, a very suspect potion to drink on the next wild day that would help him get some answers. So, having no other options after they got back to the village and whatnot, a couple days later on Wild Day, Rue did that, and boy, did it take him on a trip. Boy, did that take him on a trip. And Rue went on a hero quest to initiate into the cult of Telmor, where he walked the path of Telmor, who was 3 times betrayed, and experienced each of those betrayals in different ways, with some unexpectedly familiar faces. And woke as a member of the clan of Telmor and true member of the pack. Naked in the woods with a new friend, his wolf sister, Quicksilver, who has thus far left her pack in the mountains to hang out with Rue. And that is pretty much where we left it.
And that's
waking up
exactly
naked in the woods again.
So that's exactly where we're going to pick up again. Once again, naked in the woods. So Rue, if you remember, you woke up, you fell asleep in the hero quest in this kind of beautiful little woodland glade with moss under the trees and a very nice clear stream flowing through it. And you were kind of laying beside it. And that's where Telmor had come to speak with you. And now you wake up and the morning sun is just kind of shining in through the trees, dappling the ground, and you have a wolf laying next to you. And if you remember correctly, last time we left off, the first thing Quicksilver did was she looked at you and she said, "Good morning, brother."
He's surprised, to say the least. He kind of makes just a shocked face at all, not sure how to talk to a wolf, but very sure that he just heard her. You're from the mountains, the pack of the mountains. Why? What happened last night?
We are bonded now. Wolf brother and sister. The father of wolves found us. As our ancestors have been.
Oh. Hi.
Are you not pleased with this? And the ears kind of go down.
No. I kind of always wanted a brother or sister.
Perk back up. Tail wags a little bit.
Wow, how do I understand you so much?
You can speak my language now.
Oh my god, am I just barking and growling right now?
Yips and howls.
It's like, wow. Okay, aren't you gonna miss your family?
My family is all, well, Walks in the Dark told you what happened to my mother.
Yeah, he killed my grandmother.
Yeah, I was never treated well, not because of anything other than not having a pack brother or sister.
Well,
we have much in common, it seems.
Yeah, I remember you walking with us. Okay, I don't know how to do this. I don't live like the Tomori do. I live in a town. They're gonna
I've
freak
been,
out if they
I've
see
been
you.
past the humans before.
No, I like live like with them, like around them, like in the buildings.
I know where you live.
Of course you
I've
do. Of course
been
you do. I don't
watching
know
you.
why I'm explaining this to you like you have not seen me when of course I would have never. Of course you do. Okay. Sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
wait, listen. Listen, and it's like ears kind of go like sideways, and she's like, listen, well, the nights you changed, and I was watching over you.
You were? Um, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't remember.
You wouldn't.
I thought I was dreaming.
That's how it feels.
Am I gonna start remembering now?
Sometimes a little more.
I'm
Sometimes
kind
not.
of. Were you there when I did
Ate
I
the
eat the
lambs.
sheep or yeah,
Yes, you did.
the lambs? That was me? Okay. Did you help with that?
It's kind of like does like the eye meme, like look
Oh
away,
God, okay. Don't tell
nervous,
Bryn.
little nervous thumping of the tail.
We won't tell Bryn. She thinks I did it. It's fine. All of it. It's fine. We won't tell Bryn. Um uh okay. This is kind of cool.
It is. Come, I
So
want to see inside one of the houses. I've never seen it.
okay. It's different. Just try not to scare people. Stay close to me. They might if they don't see you with me, they might shoot an arrow at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll stick together and you can come see my house. My house is kind of like outside of the town now. It's got space. It's nice. It's nice. I'm naked again. Okay. We're gonna go around the back way. This way here. Let's go this way. Skirting the tree line.
So you're skirting the tree line,
Like
and as
fucking
you,
Aranina gets up so early, she's gonna be awake again.
she had a good night. Who knows? You hope, right? So you skirt down the tree line. You get to the edge of the tree line. You're skirting it, and as you look like kind of down, overlooking the village, it's early yet, but some of the early risers are starting to wake up. And you
I
see,
have to
though,
start hiding clothes in the woods.
you see
Remind me to hide clothes in the woods.
waiting in like the field outside the woods where you went in, you see an elk kind of laying down. His antlers have grown in, but they still have their summer velvet on them. And sleeping against the elk is Bryn. You can wake up now if you want, Bryn.
Waiting in the woods.
Hmm.
Or you can stay sleeping.
Are you quiet? Are you quiet?
He's doing a naked sneaking from tree to tree right now.
She's probably asleep then.
Do I want to roll a stealth now? She's far enough away.
Okay. We have to be very quiet when we cross this field.
Oh, this is the one who is your friend.
Yes.
She's nice.
She is. Those were her lambs that we ate. We really can't do that again. Yeah, we shouldn't eat any lambs, really. We should only eat like wild game in the woods.
They're so tasty.
I know, they are really good. I mean, we can eat them when we're not just like killing them straight, like when they're already parceled out. Like I'll show you. There's like mutton and stuff. Okay. But okay, we just have to be very quiet. We cannot wake her up. We have to get back to my house first. Okay.
So she Quicksilver just crouches down and is doing the sneaky dog thing, across the. You know what? I'm gonna say. Roll a stealth check.
I'm gonna hide behind Quicksilver a little bit as we sneak too.
Roll a stealth check.
Oh boy. That was not my best. Where is stealth? This character sheet is too long. I don't know where everything is yet.
It's all on one page.
I don't know which column.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fair.
move quietly. That's what I'm looking for. No,
sorry.
I got a 50 out of 15.
Wow. Okay. So
We gotta be very quiet.
Yeah.
And then I step in a big fucking tumbleweed thing, and I'm like,
Oh, what actually happens is you're going and
Why
you're
would
like,
there be
oh,
a tumbleweed
you're
in
like,
the
I'm
woods?
so good at this.
It's
I'm
a
gonna tell Maury, I'm a ghost of the forest, and you're sneaking across. Well, what you didn't take into account, Master Talmori, is that you are actually upwind.
Or it's
And
like
so,
fucking wolves.
Yeah, like
Honk.
Ort's like, you see Ort's like, and his head like shakes and his eyes open, and he's like, and that's he makes some sort of elk noise, not a bugle, but some sort of elk grunt, and that wakes Bryn up.
I'm going to dive at the nearest bush. I'm
Bryn,
like, fuck, she's getting up bush.
You wake up and you see Rue standing with like Quicksilver conveniently in front of the fun parts, just
In a
like
bush.
our PG-13 like version of this.
Did you just dive into a bush?
I saw a bird. Good morning, Bryn.
Rue, you made it. It's Wild Day. You made it.
No, it's Wild Day was yesterday.
Oh, yeah, right. How hit
This is my sister,
sister?
Kind of like goes,
Quicksilver.
like stands up like proud dog, wags a tail very high.
Can you understand Bryn when she talks or not really?
Yes. You see them bark at each other a little bit.
She. I love it. But yeah, she's gonna be staying with me.
Oh, that's really nice. Hi.
And Quicksilver, this is Bryn. She's seen you around from the woods.
You get like a little nod from Quicksilver.
I gotcha. Are you
What
naked?
I'm in a bush. I'm wearing a bush. I have misplaced my clothes. I'm on my way to get them, actually.
She'll take off like her outer cloak or coat or something like that and throw it towards the bush.
He's so red right now. He's just like, thank you. I'm gonna start hiding clothes in the woods so this doesn't keep happening. He's gonna tie that around his waist. Like, yes, this is much better.
That sounds
Very
like a
awkward.
smart idea. Did you do it? I'm guessing you did since you didn't have a sister. She didn't leave with us, right? You didn't have a sister yesterday.
No, Telmore found us to be kindred spirits.
Did you meet Telmore?
Yeah. It was not what I expected. I wasn't expecting it to happen at all, actually, really. But I'm a part of the pack.
So you proved you're a human, and you proved you're a wolf.
Something like that.
Something different?
I think I have a place in both spaces, sort of.
It sounds like it. Are you gonna get a tattoo for the wolf side?
Yeah, probably. I don't know what, though.
That'd be really cool.
Why are you here?
I guess I just wasn't sure what would happen since we got back.
You were waiting for me.
Just looking out for trouble, you know.
In
Like
case I stepped in like a bear trap or
danger.
something. I got you. Yeah, that's probably wise.
You know, came like looking for another lamb or something, you know.
You're kind of far away from your lambs.
Just, you know, early prevention. Yeah.
The key to good shepherding. Yes, your grandmother says that a lot. I am
Yeah.
gonna. I'm gonna finish.
You have things to do. You have to go home and like get clothes and yeah. All right. I'm glad to see you're okay. It's nice to meet your sister.
You get like a little woof.
She's happy to meet you too.
How does Ort feel about all this?
Ort is a little freaked out and standing behind you.
Just flaring nostrils a lot.
Ort's over there like, if either of you takes a step closer to my best friend, I will fucking gore you myself.
Just in power stance, ready to charge.
He's trying to look hench.
And that is Ort, I will tell Quicksilver. Ort is Bryn's friend.
We don't eat or him? We don't. Okay.
We do not eat Ort. Yes.
Okay. I have much to learn.
I do too. So we'll both be learning a lot together.
And to you, Bryn, this is like just they're barking at each other and growling a little bit again.
Yeah. She's just like kind of looking back and forth. Jesus.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll see you. I'll bring you lunch.
Okay. That sounds good, Drew. I'm glad to see you're okay.
I think I am.
That's really
Thanks
great to hear.
for waiting for me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, early prevention, like I was saying. Yeah. I wasn't like waiting as much as guarding and like practicing and training. Yeah.
This is why you're plan A. I'll see you later. I'm just dying inside. Oh God.
Okay, so you head home, and as you get to your house, just as you're like about to cross that open area again, you're crossing it. You're like in the middle of it. The door opens in the morning. Like Aranita comes out and just like kind of like stretches, big stretch, kind of like does this thing where you like kind of back and forth, and sees you again. Just kind of stops.
I just give her the sup nod, walking along with this wolf wearing Bryn's cloak like a skirt.
She goes, gives you the nod and kind of like says, you sleep outside again last night?
For a little bit.
Okay. Want some breakfast?
I looked down at Quicksilver.
Yes.
Do you mind if Quicksilver joins?
Some bacon and like, tea.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'll be over in a minute.
Something on though. I don't like that. Just like gestures at the way you're chatting.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. He'll go in and throw something on, and then while he'll let Quicksilver into his place. He'll be like, "This is home. It's kind of small, but it's mine." And
smells. She kind of runs around like smells everything and like
everything.
Yeah. Finds her like area where she's gonna like curl up and yeah.
This isn't weird to you?
I've always wanted to see inside of one of these places. I'd try to get close, but people would chase me away.
Are the rest of your pack this curious about people?
No. Just me. I've always kind of been the strange one.
Me too. But that was Aranina. She is my neighbor. She's definitely not food.
I don't think I could take her down.
No, we can't really. Yeah, she's definitely not food under any circumstances. Couldn't make her food if we tried. She is making us breakfast that is not her, though.
I can't wait.
So, yeah, we're gonna head over there. I'm a little scared of her. That's normal. So just so you know, if I'm a little afraid, that's normal. She's
I smelled it. She's
an impressive person. Okay.
So Erenina has like a kind of a I want to say like a cast iron pan, but they don't have iron. Like a stick spread out over a fire, and she's kind of like hanging the bacon over that and making that. And she's got some tea. She's heated up, and then she's like, "Ah, good, you look better dressed." And she just, she gets some bacon and tea and some older bread, like yesterday's bread, just a little stale but nice and crunchy with some butter, like nice big slap of butter on it.
Hell yeah.
And she gives you a ton of food. She's like, "You're too skinny. Eat."
I'm not skinny.
This like 6'2" like unit, and she's like, "You're too skinny."
I'm not skinny. We can't all have your muscles, Erenina.
So you have a nice breakfast with Erenina. Meanwhile, I'm going to get to you. Actually, let's do you first, Bryn. What do you do after that?
I'll probably go back to my house and help get like the morning started. Yeah.
So you head over and you start right away with there's some animals to be fed and stuff, and your grandmother is actually in making breakfast while you're doing that, and she's like, "Oh, camped out last night, huh? Good night for it."
Yeah, the weather was nice.
If you look in that that pouch there's something I think you should see.
Oh, okay.
And there's like a very old looking leather pouch with like very nice intricate beadwork on the outside of it, laying on the table.
Where did you get this, Gran?
Oh, just going through some things, some old blankets and such, and I found it.
Oh, okay. Is it yours?
Open it.
Open it.
Okay, so you pull out a very thin, like it feels like leather, right? But it's just like sheepskin leather, and you unfold it and you look at it, and now do you have the read write skill?
Oh, I don't
Probably
think
not.
So
Because it's very, very rare.
I do not know. I cannot read or write.
There are some things on it that you recognize as writing, and you recognize a few of the runes in there, but you don't really know what it says.
This is a nice gift, Gran.
Do you know what it is?
No. Should I know?
I don't think I know. You can't read it. I can't read it either. But your ma, she was a scribe for a bit before she was fighting. It's a letter she wrote your dad.
Oh. How did you said it was in the blankets?
Yeah, I found it wrapped up with some things.
Okay.
Something that pouch I took it off with him when he went away.
Gotcha. Thanks, Gran. I'll find someone to read it for us.
Scribe down there, one who's minding the shop. Well, the merchant's gone. His uncle.
Who was that?
Of course you're going to ask me. His name is Yodi White something.
Oh, so he's not the one who took over the merchant.
He did.
He's not the competing merchant. He is the competing merchant.
He's a scribe. He's the Lankermai sage. He's like the law speaker. Jody Whiteheart. Thank you. I couldn't think of his last name. He is the law speaker of the tribe. But he was the uncle of the merchant. So he's just kind
The
of
one
running
who
that
left.
too.
Oh,
Yes. Yep.
okay. What was it again? Jody.
Jody or Yodi. I like Yodi a little
Yodi.
better personally. Whiteheart. Yeah.
Whiteheart.
Your Glorantha may vary, including pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea, Gran. I'll see if I can find him today.
I just thought, well, I thought
Yeah.
you should have it. You don't have much to remember them by.
Only the memories, I'll let you know what it says.
Like that.
Thanks, Gran.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I probably also was going to check up on Rue this morning.
Sure.
But he probably got a later day because I had to get up, do some things around the farm, and he was heading to his house as Rue was going back, and I kind of saw him talking with Aranina, and I was just like, okay, I'll catch him later, and kind of went on back home to finish up some stuff.
You go back home and you find somebody waiting for you. Someone really big and really like muscular with a big old beard and lots of tattoos of beast runes. Baroth, a Bayor, is waiting there with a bow and arrow. He's got his bow and arrow and his stuff, and he's like, "Been waiting for you."
Oh, sorry about that. I was just went to check up on someone, but what are we going out?
Well, I was hoping. So listen, he's like, that Senir and Desdarav, they're gonna have that child any day now. And well, when you got a child, there's a feast. Your family knows that better than most. And they don't have much to throw the proper feast to welcome a young one. So I figured we could hunt something to help them.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'll grab my stuff and I'll just give me a moment.
We're getting a late start as it is, so hurry up.
Yep.
And he just kind of like sits down outside.
I'll run in, grab my hunting stuff, and which I probably have, already set aside, have different little things for everything else, but grab my hunting stuff, bow, quiver, skinning knife and whatnot, and we'll head out.
All right. So you get your stuff and you head out up into the mountains, and you should never have checked that group chat. You head high up into the woods, and he's like, getting into daytime here in the summer, they'll be starting to bed down, but I know where they've been sleeping, so we can probably find them if we're around. So he's right over here. And you start walking through the woods, and he's like, I never really quite got the chance after everything that happened to really talk to you one-on-one, but I just want to say thank you for saving my boy.
That's no problem. I know you would have done the same if you found anyone of the clan too. I think any of us would.
I would have. I see a lot of myself in you. I do. And well, that's why I seen you and your friend, the wolf boy, up in the woods, all running about, mostly making too much noise, but occasionally you do some things right. So if you want to learn the hunt, I'll teach you.
I would like that.
Right.
I could definitely use some more pointers.
This will be the start of it then. Let's get going.
All right.
So you head up, and you get to where the woods are like really thick, particularly like higher up in elevation where it's a little cooler, and you have some really thick, like pine and stuff like that, and you start looking for tracks. So let's start with the track roll.
Put my dice. And put my
And you can
sheet.
augment this. Don't forget if you want to.
Track would be right there. I might be good. Let's give it a shot. I don't think augmenting would have helped me because I rolled a 99.
Yo, okay. So you circle around for quite a while. And just hold on a minute. Let me get Barath's stuff here, since you're gonna insist on just like screwing this whole thing up.
I
I
know.
was gonna say this is why he needs training. Clearly.
Yeah, clearly he needs training. So
I was doing so well on track though.
You choked now because it's like you're being watched.
Yep.
That's what happens. So Barath,
Bruce
where are
taking
you?
all my good track rolls.
Do you know what it was?
How Rue feels.
You were such a good hunter comparatively, right? You're the best hunter out of all of us. But then compared to a real hunter, you got a 99.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was Fenris had pointed out, is that 99 a fumble?
Let's take a look, because I think that might only count for like combat stuff. But let's take a look at the skills and see. Let's take a look at that. No, you can fumble. The worst possible result, usually with disastrous consequences. So no. So this is what happens. So you're you're wandering around, and you actually find some tracks. And you're like, oh, this is great. I'm going to impress this guy. And, you do like the thing where you're like, oh, look, I see the tracks. Let's be quiet.
Yep.
And you start kind of sneaking into this thicket, and you completely jump like 4 or 5 black-tailed deer who just like, here you come in. Because again, just like Rue, you didn't take into account that you were upwind of them. And you also you step on a twig, and they're just like gone. They burst off into the woods, and you're just like, shit. And you look at Baroth, and he looks at you, and he's like, happens sometimes. We can keep trying. Obviously not with them, but let's head somewhere else. And so you walk some more, and you kind of get out of the area and let it quiet down, and give me another track roll. You can augment if you want.
I have a 70 in track.
And your punishment here is I was going to let you like check if you succeeded, but now you can't because you just completely, there's part of your fumble too. Yeah.
So I do kind of want to track. I think I will augment with my loyalty to the Haraborn clan, because like we're doing this to help out a new family starting up.
Absolutely. Makes perfect sense.
I did get the augment. I got a 49 out of 60. So
that's a regular success. So you get 20. You can add 20 to your track roll. And you can check your loyalty to check if that goes up later on too because of this.
Okay. But should I or should I not?
You should
check the loyalty, but not the tracking. Got it.
Yeah, don't check your tracking because you screwed up.
Yep.
And I'm punishing you. Yeah.
Okay. I got a 56 for my track, so
cool.
Well,
all right. So you pick up some more deer tracks. And they seem to lead down towards a heavily wooded area where there's some running water and this sort of place where deer would chill out on a hot day.
All right. I'll point out, though, aren't we not allowed to hunt deer being part of the...
So there are different sorts of deer. So okay. there's a white deer that's native to the to the vale that you guys consider sacred. But there's also black-tailed deer around,
Okay.
which you recognize. That's a good enough roll. You recognize this is black-tailed deer tracks. When you see the other deer tracks, you kind of tend to shy away from them. But this one you definitely recognize as blacktail.
Okay. I'll I'll point out the tracks to Baroth, and I'll be like, pretty sure I got it this time. And we'll
He's just
start.
kind of like, he's just following you and like watching this. This is your assessment, if you will.
Yep.
So, okay, I'm going to say move silently.
That I'm gonna 100% have to augment.
So you use loyalty already, so you can't reuse that one. I'd say you could use like a rune is a good one here too, like the beast rune maybe.
That would. How about my movement rune? Because I'm trying to
Make a case. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening.
I'm just trying to remember like how the movement rune is supposed to be, because it's like I'm using my movement. I'm like Des being a bigger person. He's still a little bit clumsy. Hasn't kind of grown come into his own body, especially that that it's as big as it's been getting the last few months and whatnot. Um. So it definitely trying to become.
So I'll say movement. Yeah, all right, I'll give it to you. Just roll your movement roll. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got a 29 for that one.
What is your movement rune?
50.
Okay, so not just a regular success, not a special. So okay, cool. So you get an add 20 to your move silently.
That's great. That brings it up to 25.
We do have some rerolls, I think, floating around too that we haven't used yet.
I might end up using one for this. And absolutely, I'm going to try to use one of those because I got a 91.
Okay.
Damn, Kent, you're rolling bad tonight.
I know.
That's not a fumble, at least, so that's cool.
Yep.
Close.
It's close.
But I'm also trying to roll, I think, against my worst skill. Because, like, unmodified, it's a 5.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
All right. It's not a success, but closer. I got a 32 with that.
Okay. So this is what I'll say. This is how we're going to do this. So you creep into the woods, and Barath kind of just like hangs back. All right. You notice though, even though he's a guy he's almost as tall as you, and he's like the NFL lineman like size big. So he's a big dude, but he's very quiet in the woods. So he's knows things that you don't know about moving quietly, but he's able to just kind of like step, and he knows not to step on branches and step around things, and he's very quiet. You head in, and you're like, I gotta do my best, and you have your bow and arrow ready, and you're going in, and you can't quite see the deer, but you can kind of smell them, the animal smell.
Yep.
And you step on a twig, and you're like, shit, and you jump one, and it pops up, it's right in front of you, and it starts running away from you, and you're going to have one chance at a shot at it. And I'm going to say you I'm going to say, because you failed your roll, minus 10 to your roll to hit the deer.
Okay.
But you have a chance to get a shot off.
Seeing if I can. Straight roll. Nope. 89 out of now a 55.
I believe we have one reroll left that we had, because we had two, right? I know Sarah stepped away from it. She's the one who usually keeps track of these things. But
I think Rue also used one or two last time, right?
I think we had three. She used one last time.
Someone.
So I think
no,
we
we
had
just
two.
got two.
Oh, hey, you just got two. You go.
Yeah.
You got people on
Never
your side.
mind. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Thank you so much.
Provide.
It's almost as if Odela is guiding your hand.
Oh shit. How many rerolls were used? Sorry, I gotta.
We used one so far, and now we just got three more. But I thought we had one other one that had floated over.
So we had an old one, and we also have a rerolls all around still in the bank.
Oh, cool. All right, cool. All right, good to know.
Yeah.
All right,
so
there you go.
have...
So you got like three now, though, dude.
Okay.
So if you screw this up, like I'm just gonna strike you with lightning.
If you screw this up, it's your fault. The baby will starve.
Oh.
If you screw this up, you're finding bees.
I'm still, unfortunately, with a reroll, a fail. I got a 70.
Bees! Bees for you.
You whiff the shot. Yeah. It just whiffs off into the air. Just you miss it. How close? What did you miss it by?
I got a 75 out of 55, so I missed it by 2.
Okay, so it was a good, pretty high. Yeah, you're not even anywhere near it. Barath is like, okay. You panicked there. Hustled your shot off. Let's go find that arrow if we can and try again.
All right.
This is how it feels to be Rue all the time.
So you get your arrow, and he's like, well, probably made him nervous in this area. Let's head over here. And you trudge like another long ass way across the Vale. And it's getting to like late afternoon now, even though it was morning. And
Rue just steps out from behind a tree like, oh!
and you give me another track roll.
All right.
And you know what? If you get this one, I'll let you check it because you've been tracking all day. He's started to like point things out to you.
Is this is what one isn't augmented, right? It's gone back.
Not anymore. Nope.
Okay.
Barath is like, how did these people find my son? Pure luck.
I got a 57 on that one.
Good. All right. So there we go. Check it. And you checked your rune you augmented with too, right?
Gotta check the. Yep.
Yeah, because now remember, if that goes up, then stasis has to go down
Yes.
when we do that. So okay, so you find some more black-tailed deer tracks.
All right, let's try not to whiff this.
And it's getting now towards like it's getting now like again, it's like mid-afternoon, hot. So they're not moving around much. Again, you find like another thicket of trees, and you find some tracks leading into it.
All right. Still more deer,
so
or
I'll give you a choice here, since these are deer. You can try to sneak in. That tactic hasn't worked so great for you so far.
Yeah,
or you can if you want to like hold up maybe and like hide and like maybe like try to call one out, you can try to do that. I'll give you that. As a matter of fact, Barath, he's looking kind of like sweaty, a little bit tired now because you don't think he's out this long, usually trying to find one deer, is like, all right, listen, why don't you just get under that tree over there, all right? We're downwind of them so they can't smell us. I'll call them out. You get a shot off on one, all right?
All right.
Don't miss this time.
I thought I was better at using my bow, but apparently not.
No, it's fine. We all panic. You got excited. It was a good deer, I understand. But this time, take a deep breath. Get that shot off, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we panic. We shoot too soon. It happens. All right.
Troy in chat says insert
So yeah, so you go there and he just starts screaming like, like "Wah, wah." He making deer noises. And after a while, if you've ever heard like a black-tailed deer call, it doesn't sound like what you think it would. I only know this from a hunting video game I played. It's like this little like squeaky sound. It's weird. So he starts making this like squeaky sound, and it takes a while. So you have to like sit very, very still for like 5, maybe even 10 minutes. And eventually you hear like some rustling in the underbush, and you see this is a male deer comes out. His antlers are again still have the velvet on them. They're just starting to grow. Decent sized buck. And he kind of comes out and he just stops and he's looking around, and you've got a really good broadside shot at him.
All right. Let's make this count.
You can augment this as well.
Can I augment this with my just like a straight honor roll? Like just using my honor. Like we've been at this for a long time. Like I need to make this count. Like I feel like I'm going to be so defeated at the end of this day if I miss this shot.
I say yes. I say this, okay? You can do it with your honor because you swear to your ancestors that you're going to make this shot.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Don't
Come on,
disappoint
honor, don't
them.
fail me now.
What happens to his ancestors when he
Grandma,
misses?
not a failure.
They might just be like, God, you suck. And you can use spirit magic if you have some. I don't think you have multi-missile or any of those speed art spells. But
no.
Yeah, I know you have strength and you have movement, right?
I took mobility, detect, life, and strength. Yeah. I did augment with my honor. I got a 48 out of 60.
All right, so check that.
That's going to
bring
my
20
bow up to 85.
And you've got a bunch of rerolls, so hopefully you don't whiff on this. No, no pressure, Kent.
I know.
And just use them all up.
53. There we go.
Hey, all right, you hit.
When we're dying and our limbs are being severed and we have no rerolls, it's because of you and your goddamn shot.
Hey, I try to only use one reroll.
So you said to yourself, you whisper a prayer to your ancestors to guide your hand as you loose this arrow, and you feel this calm come over you, and you loose it, and it flies, and it does strike true. But roll 1d20 first to see where it hits. Please don't hit a leg.
Leg.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It's just like leg quest.
I don't know
I got
if
an
I like
8.
this.
I'm pretty sure that's a leg.
Nope, that's
abdomen.
4/4. Nope, that's 4/4. So
Okay.
deer are different. All right, so you hit him right in the side where you're supposed to, and roll me your damage.
All right, and I have my damage right here. And do I add my bonus damage?
Shit. What did we? It's half of it. Thank you, Amber, because I know we had a conversation. Yes, you have half of it. Yeah.
So I have a D6, so that would just be a D3?
Yep.
Okay. So that's a 3 damage.
3?
I rolled min.
Okay. So you stick an arrow in it, and you wound it pretty badly, but it takes off into the brush, and it's bleeding now. But Baroth is like, all right, not bad. I generally try to dispatch the animal as quickly as possible, but that wasn't a bad shot. Let's track the blood. And so you have, you need to track it down now and track its blood trail. And you can roll your track, but I'll give you plus 20 because the thing's bleeding. So.
Okay.
Are you serious?
I got a 98.
You walk right into a bee's nest. And you guys have to run away
Yes! Yes!
from it. And
It's that bee's nest we had outside of our Airbnb from last Gen Con. It was literally face level on a tree.
Oh, fuck. You have to run into a lake. You have to run into a lake.
there ain't no lake, so you just got to run. But you manage to get to like a stream and like kind of like get into it enough that they go away. And Baroth is just like, you didn't see that there?
I was looking for the blood on the ground.
Stealth bees.
All right, fine. Let's circle back. Hopefully the bees have settled down. And you circle back.
This is like a side chapter in Baroth's point of view called Baroth's very worst no good super rotten day.
Baroth is like, oh God, they saved my kid. I guess I have to do this. So he's like, let me give you some pointers. And he shows you how to track the blood. And he gives you some pointers.
Like
and
pointer one, look up.
Yeah, no, he says you can look down, but you got to look up too. And so you wander around. This could not have gone better, actually, personally, in my opinion. So you follow it, and you wind up following it for a long time because you hit it pretty good, but it's still had a lot of legs left in it, and you're impressed with his tracking ability because there are times you're like, I don't even see what he's talking about, and he's like, oh, the blood's over here, and he kind of explains like once you have a general idea of like what the area is going, you have to think like an animal and like that sort of stuff, and eventually you get into he's like, they're not going to run uphill, they're going to run downhill, and so you're kind of following it downhill. And you get into another thicket, a very, very dense thicket of like, there's like thorns and stuff in here and like, very dense things. And he's like, yeah, it's in there. Why don't you handle it?
All right. I can do this. I swear I can do this.
Okay, we all start somewhere.
So I'll kind of start making my way into the thicket as best I can, trying not to get too tangled up in it.
It's a process for you. You get like very like tangled a couple times with thorns, and you're like, oh shit, and you gotta like get off of it. And it's the summertime, so like you generally don't wear pants. You just kind of wear like a long tunic or maybe just a skirt, and not a shirt because it's so hot. So I don't know what you're wearing. I imagine you're probably wearing a tunic though, but you still get them like stuck in your legs and stuff, and you're like, oh god, no, and like don't get any thorns up there, and that sort of thing. But you get through. And you find laying in kind of deep in the thicket, you find the deer laying there. It's still alive. It's not moving anymore, but it is suffering.
And I know I've taken this skill to the best of my ability currently. I'm gonna try to end it with the peaceful cut.
Perfect. All right, so you go forward and whisper a prayer for the animal that it gets back to its ancestors, and please roll well on peaceful.
I know,
because this will just be awful. Yeah, absolutely awful.
I 100% want to augment this one. I'm just trying to figure out which one I can. Because I've already used my one for my Hairborn. I've already kind of declared the shot on my honor. I
am not a sociopath laughing at the suffering deer. Sarah is making me laugh.
We were all grinning. Okay, it wasn't just you. I like looked over and all three of us are like grinning so widely, and Christian is like, this deer.
So I took Devotion Found Child through my character generation.
Yep.
Because of my mother and grandmother are that is the cult that they followed.
Mhm.
My grandmother first, then my mother followed after her, and then was brought up in with that same kind of mindset. And I was also taught, along with the prayers and stuff, along with that, the rest of the Bear Fallen clan kind of, or Stead kind of idolized. I've also have that prayer along with me. Can I
From Odela.
roll
Okay.
towards that? So
Odela.
that
Yep.
Odela and probably Yinkin. There's probably some followers to
Oh, we
Yinkin
know
in there
you.
as
We know
well.
your parents worship Yinkin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know because
At
there's so
least
many damn kids. Yeah.
at least my father, at least 100%
Yeah.
probably follows Yinkin. Okay, to roll for devotion for Found Child.
So I would say Devotion Found Child. Death Rune was another one to give it like an honorable swift death if that's high enough, you think. I mean, either one of those works.
I think my Found Child is higher, so I'm gonna try for that.
I didn't even think of Death Rune. That makes sense.
And that is a 14 out of 60.
Beautiful. Oh, so that is actually a special success. Yeah. So you get to add 40, I think. Hold on a minute. Let me just double check that. But augments. You never find the thing when you're actually like looking for it. Augments page 8. Hold on. Just let my PDF pick up. So skill augments. Plus 30 to your peaceful cut.
Okay, that brings it up to 80.
All right.
Do not fail me. Come on. That is a 28.
Okay, so another special success. So for once, check that. Check the rune, check the devotion, and check your skill too.
Okay.
You manage to get right up to it and get you kind of put a hand on it and calm it down, and you get out your dagger and you whisper this prayer to the hunting gods. Because it's Odela and it's Found Child. It's very similar, like ethos around it, and it's a prayer that this animal has a good swift death that doesn't suffer anymore, and it returns to its own ancestors, and you thank it for its sacrifice, and with that you cut its throat, and it dies very peacefully. You've redeemed yourself.
Woo!
And you can kind of get the deer on your shoulder and carry it out. It's not too big for you.
Yep. It's the one thing I got going for me right now. I can carry this deer out of the goddamn forest.
And he's like,
and that's worth a lot.
Let's
you can carry this deer out of the forest covered in bee stings and thorns.
He's like, let's get it over Desert Evans Center, and actually let's get it butchered up for them first, and we'll bring it over. Maybe stop and see your friend the healer first, though.
That might be helpful. I have
yeah. There's some thorns in there, I saw.
Yeah.
Right. So they head off to see you, Arissa. Bryn, did you have anything do you want to do going into town?
Yeah, I don't know when that would be, but
we can do it now. Yeah, we can do it. You can go in now. While this all is going on, you go down into town.
Looking for.
Because I know there was some stuff you wanted to buy too.
Oh, wait.
Or get made, stuff? Right? Armor for Ort, right?
Yes. I would need
probably
to have that
made.
Specially
made. Yeah.
Which I don't know if anyone here knows how to do it.
I think the best person to talk to would be Havar the Smith.
Okay.
Because he might be able to do it. If not, Yodi might know someone. Because there's some people who are leather workers and stuff too. Because you probably don't want metal armor, actually. You probably want more something lighter.
I wouldn't want to slow him down.
Yeah. But that would be the best place to start. Is probably Havar to start with.
Okay.
The Redsmith.
Sure.
So yeah, he's working on some bronze nails when you find him.
Do you think that I would have kind of like an old, either from my grandmother or from Descara's family, just like a similar, like an old used one, right?
Yeah, sure. I would say you have
Help as a guideline.
yeah, like I would say you have maybe not the whole thing, but like a shoulder piece, just as an example, or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If I have that, yeah, I would take it with me to kind of go to the smith or the leather work.
All right. He's. I will say we'll start with Havar. Is probably the best place to start.
Okay.
But he's just he's got kind of a sand cast, and he's making pouring some bronze into it to make some nails. And whoa,
Hello,
one of the
Havar.
heroes. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm a little
Come to get
shaken
a
still.
mighty weapon. Need to kill some more chaos.
I mean, I would love to, but I'm actually hoping for a special kind of unique sort of make.
Okay. I like that. What are you thinking?
Well, I was hoping that I could ride Ort when I go kind of out into, guarding and cavaliering and all of that stuff. The words that I don't know as Japheth.
Clearing.
Cavaliering.
Wait, what? Cavaliering.
Getting in the nine.
Cavaliering.
Lictor Ort.
Lictor Ort. Oh God. Okay.
But,
so
yeah, I don't want Ort to get hurt or at least as
right.
little injured as possible. So I was hoping I could get some armor made for him.
I think that I mean between me and I need me and Verbeness, the leathersmith, we can probably do something. I mean, you don't want like you don't want to look like some sort of lunar heavy cavalry guy or anything, right? You just want something light, right?
Yeah, something light and quick.
It's some leather barding. We can, what we'll have to do is come and see him, unless you brought him with you. Did Orc go with you?
No, I'd probably ask first, and then.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably need to see him first to just get an idea of measurements. But
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do they do armor for the horses here?
It's not that common. Heavy cavalry isn't something that the Orlanthi and Sartarites, it's a very hilly country. So they don't have like massed cavalry isn't as much of a thing as it is in some of like the lowland areas. Like the Lunars have cavalry, but their heartland of their empire is like a big, broad, flat kind of river valley. So that's the thing. The Praxians, obviously, they live in like a very like a Badlandsy sort of area that's very flat. Cavalry is a big deal out there. With the Sartarites, they're in the hills for much. So I mean, they have it. Some of the wealthier Thanes might fight on horseback, or at least ride a horse to the battle and get off and fight. So it's a part of the battles, but it's not something that's a cultural like thing. The typical Orlanthi fighter is on foot in a phalanx with a shield and a spear. Even in the past, and this is kind of how your grandmother came about at the Battle of Grizzly Peak, the cavalry that fought alongside the King of Sartar was Praxian bison riders.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they came in and they fought with them. Yeah, and there's also Grazelanders too, which are just on the other side of Dragon Pass, who are horse people too. And there is one Sartarite tribe called the Paljoni, who they're not considered a Praxian tribe because Praxians hate horses. But there are Sartarites who ride horses and live on that like kind of in between area between where the mountains and the foothills end and like the flat land badlands of Prax begin.
Oh. Yeah, so if I have like some sort of picture or like old drawing or something like that of the way the Praxians kind of used to do it.
Well, you have a piece of the armor. And he says, oh, can I see that?
Yeah, of course.
This brings me back.
Harvard?
Yeah, hold on, I'm trying to find something for you here, Bryn. I'm trying to find the names. This was Havar, yeah.
Havar. have.
This was Harwin's.
Wait, who?
Harwin's your dad. I'm looking at your own stuff you gave me.
My own stuff?
Yes.
Harwin. Harwin's your dad. It's the name you gave.
Harwin. Oh, Harwin the True. Yeah, that is my dad.
Yeah,
Did
it's no, I knew him. Really well.
I didn't realize he I didn't realize he knew how to do this.
I didn't know how to make this. This was for his
No, I didn't know
Yeah.
that he I didn't realize he rode when he fought too.
he was like really good scout. He would ride the horses, and he would typically, we were trying to sneak somewhere, he would just make sure no one snuck up on us,
Yeah. Yeah.
He was
Grand
with us at
doesn't-
Boldholm, and they died during Starbrow's rebellion, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They did.
And the rebellion. So
Yeah, Grant doesn't talk about him much.
I was a really brave man.
Do you think you could work this piece in with the rest? No, it probably won't work. It wasn't made for an elk.
Oh, I absolutely could. Actually, I could use the leather.
Maybe break it down or
Yeah, and reconstitute it a little bit, and I think that he would like that.
I would really love that.
You
Thanks, Howard.
I know your aunt's off now, and it's kind of a family thing. You thinking of going to fight?
I think if the right need calls for it, I'd like to. I haven't found that yet, but I'd like to.
Yeah, I understand that.
I don't want to go too far though, like my aunt did. She's away a lot, and I couldn't leave Gran.
Well, she needs to be away. She's
Yeah,
if they catch her, she's going to be crucified. So
yeah, I get it, but I couldn't leave Gran. I'm all she has now.
yeah, that's so many of us gave so much, and my own nephew, and
Yeah,
lost everything, and it's just sometimes I can't help but wonder what it was all for.
I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to listen to me cry. Let me come in and look at Ort and get a good idea, and I'll work with the leathersmith. And I mean, it's probably going to cost you some cows, but we can definitely do this.
As long as it's not sheep, I have cows.
Okay, you can do it. I know you don't have many lambs, so that's why I didn't ask.
Yeah, I'm a little short of those right now.
Yeah, I heard about your friend.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you mean I miss Ved? But
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you missed having your nephew around causing. He doesn't cause much trouble.
no, he was a little weird, but quiet. But he needed to go and see the world. I understand. I did that myself.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely true. He doesn't talk about it much, but Afar brags constantly about him, particularly that he was trained by the dwarves, which is unheard of. Dwarves in RuneQuest are not really.
Is he the
that
one who has
cool.
completed a hero quest?
Yeah, he's strong as
Yeah.
fuck too. Yeah,
Right.
but he'll never say confirm or deny. But she's just like, oh, he was trained by dwarves because he stayed outside a dwarf hat for so many years, and they finally let him in, and they trained him in secret smithing things, and he's just like, oh, far shut up. But because dwarves in RuneQuest are not cool people.
Oh.
They're dicks basically, and so they do not really like to interact very much with humans, but they know the secret of iron. They're the only race that knows the secret of iron, but they created it as a genocidal weapon to use against elves and trolls. So they're
Gotcha.
just not very nice people. But there is a dwarf locally called Isildion the Wise, who is supposedly alive since before the beginning of time, who will occasionally deal with humans and not be like a total dick. So the story is Havar went and learned from them there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Havar, if you don't mind sometime, maybe you could tell me more stories about my dad and what you knew of him.
Sometime right now, if you want. I can tell you one.
Yeah.
All right. So this one time, we were north of here, Milani lands, right on the border of where the wolves are now, and well, where that Lunar's trying to take the wolf's land away. But this is during Starbrow's rebellion, and I don't know how you know how that started, but they tried to desecrate the Hill of Orlanth Victorious, which is in Keldon lands, and that just caused a huge rebellion throughout the whole country. And Kalir, she led it, obviously, because she's the queen of the Keldon. Hydrate. So we answered the call and we went up there, and we heard that there was a Lunar regiment in that area. Well, we didn't know where they were. And so we were looking for them. And they were crafty. There was some light cavalry. Now, Lunars, I don't know if you know this, but they have the Sable tribe on their side. It's a Praxian tribe. They ride the antelopes. But they had those cavalry with them, and they lured us into an ambush, or almost did. But your dad, he was the one that figured it out. He found them, and he found where they were setting the trap for us, and he rode 2 days straight in the saddle with the Sable riders after him the whole way. Had like 3-4 arrow wounds in him by the time he got to us, but he warned us, and we got out of there alive.
Shit.
Yep.
My dad was also a hero.
Once your dad decided he was going to do something, he just did it. And Kung Fu Fenris is saying in chat, which is true, the Sable Riders are absolutely vicious. So, yeah.
Sorry, I'm taking a note here.
Please do, because I just made that up off the top of my head and I'm going to forget it. So
My note is probably nothing important.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good guy.
Thanks, Havar.
Him and Leica and your mom, they always used to stay up late drinking. They tried to outdrink Leica, but nobody can. Not even me.
I hate to have seen anyone try, actually. In the state they were in when they got there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Havar.
Thank you.
That was a really
Thank
good
you for
one.
this. It was not always easy to remember, but worth it.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a couple more things to do, but yeah, stop by anytime, or I can bring Ort here. Let me know. And thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
I'll wave goodbye, and I'll guess that's all that I need for armor.
Anyone
But I was gonna
else?
look for Yodi Whiteheart.
Sure. He's right across from the smithy is the old was the shop, was the market. So it's right there.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. And he's it's still set up. It doesn't have quite as much as what it used to. But as far as like stock, excuse me. But Yodi was able to work out kind of a deal with Ezrala, Descar's sweetheart. Her dad is actually a merchant from another Kalimar clan. He's like that clan's version of the Isserys trader. So he's kind of supplying some stuff to you guys, picking up the slack. But Yodi still is the one who like kind of watches it day to day. So he's there, and he's
Oh, gotcha. That's what I was confusing
He's
it with.
really actually just sitting there, taking a nap.
Oh.
He's kind of an old guy. So he's sleeping in the shade under a tent.
You said he was a sage, right?
Yeah.
Sage Whiteheart?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to have did I wake you?
Oh, no. I was just contemplating the wonders of Lankomai's secret knowledge. Yes. What can I help you with?
I'm sorry to bother you. I was hoping if you had some time, if you could read something for me.
Sure.
My grandmother found this in some of my parents' old possessions, and I'm wondering what it says. I can't quite read it myself. I think I recognize a rune or two. I probably recognize the runes at least, right?
There's some runes and stuff in there,
Okay.
but it's sort of writing that so there's different sorts of writing. Although Thayalen is the language of writing, which is actually Lankar Mai is the god of knowledge, and writing is created by him. The sages are pretty much initiates of his church, the only people who know it outside of a few other people. So it's possible your mom was probably a member of his Lankar Mai's cult, at least as like a lay member, maybe, to know a little bit. And then she was a warrior too. Did we say your mom was a Vingan or no?
My mother was not a Vingan, but
no, your aunt is. Okay.
My aunt is, but both my parents were under Orlanthi.
Okay.
As like their primary.
Yep. Okay. So he goes, let's take a look. Oh. I
Oh.
This is it's from your mother to your father. And it is I almost feel bad reading
gross, it. Right?
No, it's no. He gets he blushes at that.
Because you don't have to read it if it
He's actually had a very sad life. Like his dad and all his brothers have died in war, and his sons, and he had a wife, but she also was sick and passed away. So he's like an old bachelor. So he's not a warrior himself, but he has like excessively paid the price in this war. So he's like, oh, but he gets very red when you say that. And he goes, no, it's just it's a love letter. I mean, I can.
Yeah. If you could read it to me.
Of course, really Jess, because I hadn't actually decided what it said. So,
I mean, you can give me summary bullet points. You don't have to read exactly.
No. I'll just compose a love letter live for you, because that's what a great GM I am.
Yeah.
All right, so
bullet
do
points.
It.
I'm okay with bullet points.
No. Here we go. What are your parents' names?
I assumed this was what I was supposed to do. You gave me a letter.
It's fine. It's cool. I should have been prepared.
All right, I'm ready, Christian.
It's that time Troy left a plot device in a letter for us in our Shadows of Estrin game, and none of us
could read it.
fuck.
Except he actually knew what it said. We just couldn't read. And then we took a while to find someone to read it to us.
Okay.
Perfect.
So it's a little bit of a kind of a war letter, but Harwin, I hope my letter finds you well. I'm happy to say that I am among those who survived when the bat destroyed Runegate. I was able to get Morganeth out in time, although she was blinded by the sight of the beast. All the stories we have heard of it are true. It drives men mad to see it. I managed to avert my eyes, but I will never forget the screaming. I found in our flight, though, all I could think of was you. Ours has not been a peaceful life like we had hoped, my love. But I feel that despite all our trials, and despite the fact that we've had to leave our youngest at home, maybe never to see her again, what we're fighting for, what we're prepared to sacrifice for, is worth it. I know you've seen your shares of horrors where you are, but I've never seen anything like the bat. And I cannot and will not allow my child to live under the rule of people who would consort with such a beast. Know that wherever I may go and whatever may happen to me or whatever may happen to you, my heart always goes with you, and I carry yours with me to the very end, till we meet again in Orland's Hall. Love, eternally, Forella.
Bryn is just gonna take the sheepskin back and look it over, kind of run her fingers over the words that she doesn't really. She now knows what they say, but she can't really read them still.
So also like historically, the Crimson Bat, when
that's the creature that
when they
blinds.
took over, when the Lunars initially invaded, the Bat destroyed Runegate, like, which is a city kind of on the edge on the border, just like flattened it, and Morganeth was actually there and was blinded fighting it. And then it moved on. It moved on actually to Boldholm, where that's actually where Kymeris's grandmother made her last stand, Saga Everlasting, and Kalir Starbrow was there. A lot of Gordangar fought there. Havar fought there. Your parents fought at Boldholm when it fell, and then in subsequent rebellions. Yeah, the fall of Boldholm was a big deal, but that was part of the beginning of the invasion. So you did not know, however, that your mom saved Morganeth from Runegate when the Bat attacked it.
I didn't know both my parents were heroes.
I've heard much of them. My sons rode with them for a while, and I always heard good things. And he kind of looks like far, far off in the distance when he says that.
There's a lot of us that carry loss from the battles.
Before. Yeah. Much has been taken from us. But we still have the clan. We still have each other. And as long as we are a clan, as long as we have the spirit of our whiter with us, the great stag, nothing will ever break us. And he kind of like squeezes your hand like a nice old man squeeze.
I was gonna say, do we have any sort of a Haraborn, like, yeah, that kind of thing?
A Haraborn salute.
You do like the arm clasp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever it is, I do that.
Yeah, he does it back to you. It's like,
yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever strange mannerism it is. And yeah, I'll go find someplace quiet and alone again.
Arissa, what have you been doing?
Before Daskara shows up with the bloody
before Daskara with the dead,
she probably hasn't gone too far after, a couple nights of like a lot of walking. She's like, okay, stay at home for a bit because I'm dying. And it's kind of the same as always, taking care of the house, taking care of the shrine, getting probably routine visits from Sengir.
Yeah, Senir, you actually, it's a point now where you're going to see her. Because she's just like hands and feet, ankles swollen, and not happy with Desderev.
Reese is trying as well as she can to, keep the peace.
And he's kind of like hovering around and like, trying to help, but being like extra annoying, as men are wont to do.
He
Yeah.
means well.
Yeah, exactly. So you're doing that, and maybe you're doing a little bit of like cleaning up the shrine.
Yeah, no, definitely. She helps maintain that.
And you see two very large men, one of them carrying a deer, coming your way.
She kind of like pauses for a second, just like tilts her head around the shrine. Just, oh, good afternoon.
Sorry. Hopefully, we're not disturbing you, Lady
No.
Arissa. We're just
No.
well, we were hunting and the boy got scratched up, dispatching this deer for Senir and Desdrov's feast. But I just thought we'd come and see you to help him. I'm fine, but he needs it.
Oh, well, that's so lovely. Discard, nice catch.
It took way too long.
He was
I
excellent.
say a little defeated.
She just kind of listens to the two conflicting reviews of the situation and just, okay. Yeah, yes. Come inside. I've got all my tools. So, what happened exactly that I should be looking for? And she motions them inside and all of that.
Probably like keep the deer outside.
Yeah, she'll find a spot for it.
Probably just like outside the gate.
Yeah,
now
away from the gardens.
Yeah. And it's like unfortunately had a run in with a beehive and then pricker bush trying to get the deer there.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Here, and she'll kind of bring him over to like, I don't know, some comfy chair. Like, I don't know what she would have. I imagine some nice chair, and she'll get her bandages and ointments and all that. And she'll start kind of, no, I'm not giving anyone the magic heroin. That's for emergencies only. Christian, you know how I play when my characters are given magical drugs. They hoard them until it's very needed.
You hoard them for one super bump at the finale.
No, they've been used for good things various places, but so she'll kind of start carefully taking the little thorns out. She's got a little cup to put them in, so she could like bury them in the garden or something.
Mm.
She should be due any day now, as far as I can tell. She's doing quite well, so. Ever know. Ever know. How where she's trying to figure out like where's the main area of the bee stings?
Few got under my shirt here, and probably got a few in the back of my head too.
Okay, and she'll I don't know, Christian, what it is, but I'm thinking ointment for like bee stings. Oh, Christian, no sound.
And my mic muted. Like grind up some leaves and like make a paste out of it and like kind of like dot it on there and stuff like that.
Yeah. So she just kind of, quietly gets to work and tries to take care of everything while maintaining his dignity. Because Maurice is awkward, but she's also a medical professional, so it's like a different set of personality.
Thank you for this. I didn't think I'd have so much trouble doing this.
Hunting's not easy.
No, it is not.
I certainly couldn't.
Ooh, good idea. Roll first aid, Arissa.
Wow, Chad's bullying me.
I was just going to give you this one, but
That's wow, guys.
This
I'm
is
your
this is
chat
really
friend.
this is really just to make it see how awkward you make it. That's all.
Oh, don't do this to me. I'll use a goddamn
I'm
reroll. I
doing
don't give
it
a
to you.
fuck. Where's my first aid?
If you biff it, it's not you making it awkward. It's Discar.
Yeah, doing.
Okay, well we're
Little-
fine because
Little Descar makes an
No!
appearance.
No.
I was in the middle of saying I did well on my roll.
Okay,
My
good.
first
So
day is
that
at
doesn't happen.
82 and I rolled a 47.
Right? Oh, cool.
Chat.
You
Thought we were cool.
you effortlessly apply ointment to his wounds, and he feels much better.
Good. I'm gonna check that off.
Yeah, you can check that since I did that to you. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're ointed up. Ointed is a word totally now. I just
Ointed
invented.
up.
Put it in the dictionary, Merriam-Webster. And
Yeah, and she gives him like instructions on she'll give him a little bit of it for like the next day and gives him instructions on how to apply and what to she's a little doctor's notes. Ye old prescription.
cool. So you head out, Des, and Baroth is there, and he's like, oh, he's all fine.
Oh yes. Just need a little ointment for the bee stings and some help removing the thorns.
Thank you,
Nothing
Lady
too big.
Marissa. We'll get you some food for this. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
We've got some deer to butcher.
I hope it goes well.
Oh, we can't screw this
She's
up.
like,
It's already
thanks, I'm a
dead.
vegetarian.
And so you go off to do that. In the meantime, Rue, did you have anything you did that day?
I am gonna meet Bryn for lunch, like I said, bring her a pheasant or a rabbit or something, as I do sometimes.
Not a lamb?
Not a lamb. Not a lamb. But I'll catch up with her after her morning shopping when she's in the fields watching her lambs approaching. I will always get a little bit whenever I'm around the lambs.
They do freak out a little bit because Quicksilver is there.
Yep. Just lambs screaming and scattering as I come with lunch. Looking apologetic. Hey, got a pheasant.
Oh, you brought hi again. Do you have a name?
This is her name's Quicksilver.
Oh,
I've been calling her Syl.
Phil, nice to meet you. Are you I don't know who to talk to.
She mostly understands you.
Is she going to be joining us with all our lunches now?
I'm sure sometimes she'll want to do her own thing, but I'm still showing around, she's new.
Gotcha.
And I need to make sure everyone is going to
That's wise.
not
That's
shoot
smart.
or mistake her for
That's
a
smart.
rogue
You should
wolf.
probably introduce her to the clan so everyone knows and can spot her and recognize her.
Yeah, I think I'll bring her by the hall after lunch. Introduce her to Mom and Gordengar.
You haven't gone to see your mom yet?
No, I went out to catch bird and had breakfast with Aranina,
Whoa.
which was nice. She's kind of a really cool neighbor.
You had breakfast with Aranina Copperhand?
Yeah,
Copperat?
yeah. I made her a sandwich once, and then I think we're friends now.
That's so cool.
I feel
That's so
popular.
cool.
He'll start, gathering sticks and shit for a fire.
Yes. I love Rue's food.
You cook it up. You get a little like green shoot and
Make
get
a
it over
bird,
the fire.
spit it, give some
Spit a
guts,
bird.
taste Quicksilver.
Spit the beard. Yeah, she devours them eagerly.
Liver, it's good shit right there.
Yep.
But yeah, just hang out with Bryn for a little bit. But eventually, in a quiet moment, he's gonna ask, so how you holding up with Ben gone? I know you were close.
Yeah, he's my best friend. He's one of my best friends. I don't know. He wanted to see the world. He wanted to leave. He wanted to get out of here. Can't stop him, I guess. We were going to separate eventually.
Did you know he was leaving ahead of time?
Nope.
Would you have packed your bag if you had?
Probably not. Probably not.
I'm sure he'll be back before you know it.
Maybe.
He probably won't even spend the winter out there.
Maybe. But I think our paths were always going to take us to different places. So it's okay. I just wish him well. It was just nice to have him to talk to about stuff, you know. He really understood.
I'm not great at understanding, but I'm always happy to listen.
Thanks, Rue.
And Discar is a good listener too,
Yeah, but like
which you know.
this guy's like family, and so like if I tell him things, like I don't know who he's gonna talk to, or like
He's not
he
gonna.
might not
No,
he might
Discar
not
can
talk
keep
to
a secret.
anyone, but like he knows a lot already. It's just like weird with family, you know.
Yeah, it can't be. So I only really have my mom, so but
Yeah.
I've got a sister now.
Yeah. And Descar doesn't really understand, kind of like the rest of us. He has like a big family. He has like lots of people around all the time. He doesn't get the quiet as much as Ben or you or I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling since everything has happened?
I feel very awake.
Awake?
I haven't started. I haven't brought Syl around for many introductions or anything yet, so I guess I'm just playing it by ear. We'll see how that goes. But Aranina likes her. Both really good at killing shit, I'm sure. So they can bond over that.
Rin just suddenly realized that. Rin was like, they're both good at killing shit. This thing's gonna kill things. Oh. Oh. Not just a cute wolf puppy.
Yeah, this is like a big wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big. Yeah.
Kind of.
You seem better, Rue. You seem lighter.
I'm still worried about a lot of things and stuff, but I think I was really worried that there was something wrong with me. Kind of on both sides. I didn't think I'd be, like a little both, but more like just something else entirely that was wrong. But if I was good enough for Telmore's pack, I guess
You're good enough for both packs.
yeah, I know. I keep trying to believe it. I've got this tattoo, and I'm really, really proud of it. But a part of me was really worried that I tricked everyone.
You can't trick the gods, Rue.
That's a good way to look at it. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Said me playing a trickster god before.
Scene. Des, you take a while to the early evening cutting up the deer and quartering it and everything with Baroth. And then you get a wash off because it's not pleasant work. And then you head back. And he's not far from where your stead is in Bear Fallen, but it's a little bit away. So you're walking, and then you realize as you're walking, you're not alone.
I expect it to be Kymreese at this point.
Yeah. So you turn around, and there is a set of eyes, like kind of looking at you from the forest, and just kind of pads out. It looks at you and it goes.
It's a pretty good noise.
Big pointy ears, long tail. You recognize it as the cat that led you to help its cubs a while
I
ago.
thought at first it was Ezrella.
Meow. Yes, there's
It's a different intonation of meows.
Yes, meow. That's a different type, Jess.
It was so close, though.
Thank you. Thank you. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, the big cat is there looking at you.
I'll just. I don't. I guess I'll just start talking to this guy. I've had a long, tiring day. Uh, I'll just like, oh, you're not Reese, but you're the one that I helped find its kittens, right? I'm gonna take that as a yes. I hope they're doing well.
And kind of like does the cat thing where it rubs up against you. Now this is a big cat. It's the size of like a decent sized dog, but you're a big dude. But it's still like mid thigh on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so are they doing well, or do you need help, or?
Kind of just starts circling you, kind of going towards your house, and then turns around and look at you like, why are you taking this long, you idiot?
I'll just okay. I'll head along with it and get back. Head into the yard and just kind of see what it does.
It follows you, and somehow, mystically, its name is Nightclaw. Can't understand what it's saying when it's going at you, but you know it. And as you get into into like your yard close to your house, you hear some yelling come in from your house. Again, specifically, you hear. I just got to get their names. You hear Sarolf, your dad, and he's like, "What do you think? You have a family?" And then you hear Lalira, and she goes, "I do, and I would not have that family live under the yoke of goddamn slavers." And he's like, "I don't know how you can do this to me, Lalira." And then they hear you and they stop because you're not quiet. We've established today.
We've especially now that I am tired from hunting all day, butchering the deer for the past probably few like
takes
hour
a few
or so.
hours. Absolutely. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cough right into my mic.
And I'll enter the house and I'll just see my parents probably trying to play off that like they weren't just getting into an argument, but
yeah, like they're doing that thing where they're acting like nothing happened, but like the tension in the room is just like ice cold. You can cut you need a butter knife to like cut your way into the room. Yep. So they're just like, oh, been out hunting. Oh, who's this? This is Laleria, Mom.
Yeah. And I'm just like, it's like I think their name is Nightclaw. Just kind of came to me.
Cat. That's a blessing on the house, you know.
Oh. What were you two arguing about? I just like look at my mom and just like, Are you going off again?
Listen, I haven't decided, but King Broyan has gained the sword and helm of Vingot, and he's rising up against the Lunars in the south. And I wouldn't feel right if I didn't go. I haven't made my whole decision yet, but it's what I'm thinking.
I know if you've got to look back at my history a little bit. Crap, what year were wait. There it is. Okay. I have my mother's, as I've grown up, she has gone and
Now
fought
and then away, yeah.
now and then. Like I was around when she fought in the Starbrows Rebellion. So she had gone and we lost her for probably that year and the year after because she was outlawed and probably hunted. I know that you've gone off to fight before, and I know it's something that you're if you just do decide to go, I think we'll be good. We'll be good. It tired after a long day. I'm just gonna hug my mom, and
he hugs you back. And she just says, I know you might not understand it, but maybe you will one day. Your home is always worth fighting for. Always. No matter what the odds.
I'll give her a pet squeeze, and I'll just kind of look over her, as I probably already do anyway, to my dad, and I'll.
He seems like, I mean, listen, he's not happy, but he's resolved to this.
Yeah. It, like,
sleep that night.
Oh my God. I was just talking about how Discar's family is all whole and they're all there. Like, he doesn't understand.
Dun, dun, dun. So everybody goes to sleep. Arissa, we're going to start with you, however. You're waking up like, actually, no, I'm sorry. The evening kind of wears on a little bit, but it gets to like that just pre-sunset phase. So you've eaten dinner, you're just starting to kind of relax. And Arissa, like a kid's like, you and Esser, we need you right now because Center is like the baby and
oh my gosh, on my way. And,
okay.
and she grabs her bag.
And your grandma too is like, I'll be there, and she gets her bag. Des and Rue, same thing. You get like kids or runners are sent like
Open the door.
And quickly Silver's like, who's that? What's that? What? Someone's here. Oh my God. What?
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, it's like the doorbell died.
There's a wolf in your house.
She's cool.
Oh, okay. I got sent by your mom, because, Desirov and Center, the baby's coming, and she said you need to come get Desirov because, he can't be there.
Oh. Is he trying to be there?
Oh, but he can't. So, like, you
King-
got to get him out of there.
Oh, where is he?
Look, their house. Your mom just said to come. Okay.
Okay, I'll go pick him up.
Right. And Kent, pretty much the same thing happens to you, minus being afraid of the wolf. So you head over, and this is something that like guys are not allowed.
Discard, I arrive like at the same time. We just look at each other, and then we just tackle Desrov under each arm and drag him away.
Come on, boy.
Men are not allowed to like be there when the kid is being born because
This is sacred woman time.
it is absolutely sacred woman time, and they'll just fuck it up. So
We'll ruin everything.
you find him like outside the house. When you get there, Aranina is already standing outside the house, full
We'll
armor
kill
on,
you.
with her axe. Like nothing's getting in to interrupt this sacred childbirth. Guarding the
She
door,
will have orphan your child move.
just like Babister Gore guarded Ernalda before she gave birth to the earth again. This is a reenactment of that. She's out there guarding the door. Nothing's getting in. And Desiraa's like, and she's like, "Oh, Rue, will you take him somewhere?"
Yep,
And he's just kind of like
it.
pacing nervously back and forth. She's like, go to my house. And when you go inside, on the side by the bed, there's a little, like a box, and there's some meat in there. Just like, get him drunk.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
We'll just grab him, like one of us on each arm. Just come on, bud,
He's
this
like,
way.
"Oh."
It's
He's just kind of like, "Oh, dude. Here you go."
the sake of time. You just fuck it up. Don't think about it.
All right. So Orissa, just as they're leaving, you and Esser arrive, and you go in, and you find that the central area of the hearth in there, they have like a very little like cottage basically, but there's a little stone floor that they have, and that's been cleared, and some like skins and like heavy fur skins have been laid down by there, and Senir's laying on it, and her head is like propped up, and at her feet is a statue, the household statue of Ronalda's at her feet. Morganeth is in there praying, and you see Liv in there as well. And Esther's like, "All right, dear, what I need you to do is you just hold her hand, keep her calm. You got some nice cool water in a rag there. Keep it on her hands, keep her cool, and you got some water and things to give her to drink, okay?"
Okay.
And you see Morganeth, as she starts, she has a copper knife in her hand, and she goes, "Oh, Goddess Ernalda, life giver, earth blesser, midwife of time, attend to us, bless this birth." And she just like slices her palm with the copper knife and just flicks the blood into the fire. And then as she does that, her hand, like you see the wound in her hand, just like seals on its own. Just knits up like nothing has ever happened. And they go and they attend to the other end of Senir as you attend to like the top half. And a gentle rain just kind of starts falling outside. And you hear it's been a very thick, kind of muggy, humid day. And you hear those like distant peals of thunder. And Esther's just like, you hear that, dear? The gods are with us. Orlanth is watching. And she kind of pets her head. She goes, "Now it's going to be good." And outside, the rain begins to fall, and you take care of her. Afternoon stretches into night, and that soft rain becomes very, very heavy. Rue, Des, you're drinking with Desdrov, and he's getting like wicked drunk now. He's just like, "I just don't like. I love you guys, man. I just want you to know. Like, you might not know, but I just love you, okay, man." And like, you're just like so great. And you're just like, "Okay."
Do you want to learn to howl? I can teach you how.
Holy shit, yes.
Let's tell everyone that you're going to be a dad.
Yes. Let's go outside and howl in the rain. And you go outside, and it's like thundering now, and it's a very heavy downpour, and you guys are out there like howling in it. And he's like, "I'm howling back at you, Orlanth, you bastard." Meanwhile, back at the house, you're pushing, and she's pushing, and this is a long, difficult birth. And like, you haven't midwifed a lot of these. You've been kind of around outside as a little girl, but you've never been inside. But you know your grandma, and you know Morganeth, and you know Liv because you've grown up around them, and you know they're nervous. And you also know she's losing a lot of blood, and it's not going super well. And that storm gets heavy, and the rain comes, and the thunder thunders, and the lightning is flashing. And finally, you hear Senna just kind of sits up as she squeezes your hand so tight, and there's this massive, massive scream, and just like collapses back. And you hear this tiny little scream cry at the other end of a new life that's entered the world. And you hear rejoicing. But then you feel that hand. You're the only one that notices that hand like go limp in you.
No. Yeah,
And you
Arisa's
look at
been
her,
focusing on Senior the whole time.
and she's not breathing.
You can do this, Arisa.
Can I try and do something to would I know what to do?
What do you want to do? Tell me.
I don't know. Like what?
Okay. So I'm going to help you out here a little bit.
Like what? Arisa would have some training.
You could try some first aid and things like that.
It's goddess time.
But you touch her face. And you're like, no. And you touch her face. And as soon as you touch her face, it's like everything falls away. And you find yourself, you're still in the cottage, but it's deathly still. And it's not hot or it's not cold. It's just like weird, like in between. It's not muggy anymore. It's not raining outside. You don't hear it. And the cottage inside, the hearth fire's out, which is a major no-no. Like when the hearth fire's out, that's the end. You have to re-bless the house. The hearth fire's out. Center's nowhere to be found. Nobody else is anywhere to be found. And it's quiet. And the wood is rotting and falling apart. And this place just looks old and abandoned. But you see the doors open. And looking out the door into the night, you see the wisp of white kind of walking away from you.
In this whatever it is, she slowly gets up and starts walking towards it.
You walk out of the cottage into the vale, and far away you can see, walking away from you at Center, and she's walking south, kind of the way you would walk out of the vale. And you call out to her, but she doesn't respond. She's just walking away from you, and you begin to follow her. And you walk down the vale, and you find that the doe run is dry. It's run dry, which you've never seen. The fields, the crops in the field are dead. The cattle and the other livestock, you see some of them are dead. You see skeletons. Other ones, they're so skinny they might as well be skeletons. They're barely alive. They're laying down to die. But you follow her, and you can see her up ahead. She's just kind of almost in a daze. Her hair is just hitting a limp in her face. She's wearing just a white linen shift she was wearing. Her front of it's stained in blood, and she's just walking forward. And you follow her all the way to Vale Gate, which is the gate of the entrance to the Vale is a wooden palisade with a door. And you get there, and instead of the gate and a palisade, you see there's a crossroads. And in the middle of that crossroads is this huge dead tree. And sitting in that dead tree, you see there's one single raven that just looks very, very indifferent. But that crossroads, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of paths branching off from this crossroads. And you somehow, just like instinctively know that if you get lost here, if you take the wrong path, you're gone forever. But waiting under the tree for Senir is a figure. And she's wearing a white tunic, very similar to the one that your parents might wear, or you might wear, like a white dress, similar to what a white lady would wear. Although hers is very tattered and torn and stained, and she's all skin and bones. And you can see in some places her hair just hangs right in her face. You can only see her mouth. You can't really see her eyes or anything above that. Just hair that hangs, just kind of standing there straight. Her arms and legs are just covered with sores, open sores that are just weeping. And she holds out a hand to Senir, and you can see under the fingernails, some of the fingernails have fallen off, other ones are just blackened. And she holds out a hand to her. What do you do?
She's gonna start going faster and running and just say, Senir, come back to me.
Senir stops. She's still in a trance, but she stops. And this figure that's under the tree kind of lets her hand go down, and she looks at you. Through her eyes, you never see her face. She kind of cocks her head and kind of shuffles around Senir a little bit to like get a straight line looking at you. So eager to heal the world. You can't even heal yourself. Tell me, does your goddess have no mercy for you?
Does she recognize this tone at all? Has she heard this voice before?
No.
Okay. She kind of straightens up.
I will give you, excuse me. Being how you grew up in the cult that you grew up, I'll give you just a straight 5 times intelligence roll here.
Okay. Intelligence is 16.
Add 20 to it, too, because it's going to be pretty hard to screw this one up. So that should be an 80 that you roll on. Right? 16 times 5 is 70. And am I doing my math right in my head?
A lot of calculator.
God, we're so dumb.
16 times 5 is 8. So 16 times 5 is 80. If you're giving me a plus 20.
So, okay, you know what then? Since I gave that to you, you just, Gerbo, who is from Europe and has a good education system, was able to do the math.
I, out of character, know who it is. I want to make sure Arisa knows who this, what this is.
You know this is a disease spirit.
Yeah. She's intimately familiar with these bitches.
These bitches.
Yeah, she figures. So she's kind of. Does not matter if I am healed as long as I can heal others. I can and I will. And she moves forward to try and shield Senir.
To the mistress. He offered no prayers to be delivered safely.
Then let me pray for her.
You will pray to the mistress for her.
Her life is valuable. She brought a new one into this world. She's strong.
To be clear, she's implying you'll pray to Malia.
So now I want to make sure I'm thinking this right. So this is normal that people pray to her to avoid?
It's something that you would encourage. Because Shalana Aroy's dogma would be like, you don't need to pray to them. Fuck Malia. She's a bitch. We'll take care of you. All right. But sometimes there's it's like a dark sort of superstition where some people might break and be like, oh, maybe I'll just leave an offering to her just to be safe on the safe side. Right.
Yeah.
But it's not something that's encouraged. And it's not something plenty of times people don't and nothing happens to them. Sometimes they just draw the wrong attention and something does happen to them. It's random, almost like real disease in our world.
Yep. So she's kind of... She has taken plenty from me. I can give her more offering.
Sorry, what did you say? I missed the last part of it.
She has taken plenty from me. I can give her more offering.
If I cannot have the birth giver, then I can have you. She says, and she kind of lunges at you. And by the way, this is the one thing you guys will actually fight. We can do a spirit combat here.
Spirit combat.
Combat. Okay.
Fuck her up, girl.
I don't know how to do this.
You ain't getting around this thing talking. Sorry, Sarah. Yeah. I know you try, but this is not something. This is not something you're going to befriend. So,
I know.
I'm imagining right now back in the hut, Steiner is just essentially died and Ares is just collapsed and is having a seizure or something, and everybody's just screaming
So the way spirit combat works is honestly we just roll. There's no dodging or ducking or anything like that. It's just a straight roll to see who does better, basically.
Yep. I have my spirit combat score. It's not great. Can I augment a spirit combat roll?
You absolutely can.
She is going to, because one of Arisa's passions is fear of Malia.
Okay.
So that has a 70.
You do not want this bitch to get you.
You can absolutely augment with that. That's a great thing to augment with, as a matter of fact.
Hey, so you want to know what's really cool? It's a 70. Guess what I rolled?
76.
69.
69 coming
Unlike,
through. Everyone's
unlike other
favorite
streams,
number.
we actually make a joke when there's a 69.
I can check off my passions, right?
Yes, you can.
That's
Passion 69.
Okay, so that thank you, Troy, for the she in chat.
So now you get a plus 20 to your spirit combat roll.
Awesome. Also, I will say, chat's been loving the she button tonight, and it brings me a lot of joy.
I saw.
The cascade of she's.
So what does that bring your spirit combat to?
60.
Sweet. Okay. So she lunges. It's like, if I cannot have the birth giver, I shall have you. And it's like, you never see the face, but the teeth are all rotten. Some of them are like out. It's just a nasty breath. And she lunges at you with like these claws. And roll your spirit combat. I already rolled mine.
So scared. Holy shit. Okay, I got a 44. I'm so glad I augmented that.
Okay, so you win. I failed. I rolled an 88. So you do your spirit combat damage.
Yep, for me, it's 1d6 plus 1.
Roll it.
I got a 1, so 2.
Hey, we're getting there.
That's
all right. So it lunges at you, and you're not a fighter, but you're small and you're quick. And even here in spirit world form, where the worlds get closer together at times of birth and death, and this is one of them, you kind of like duck out of the way and kind of like do a sidestep and kind of trip it, and it stumbles and it kind of hits the ground pretty hard, but it's back up on its feet quickly and like turns to you and kind of comes after you again. Roll again.
Okay. So
wow, I am sucking at rolling. So this is really good for you. Go ahead.
I rolled a 30, which is under my score, which was a 40.
Sweet. Okay, so I rolled a 96. So that's a fumble on her part. Or its part, I should say. The only thing I can think of to do is double your damage. So roll and double. Because this is Spirit Land.
I rolled a 3, so that's 4, so that's 8.
Sweet. Okay. It again lunges at you, but it's not like a good fighter. Just kind of like does like this big thing. Like it's a stupid thing, but you know how red pandas go like this when they like want to make themselves look bigger. I don't know why I just thought of that, but it kind of like she kind of just like does that and then tries to grab you with her hands, and you're just like, as soon as she does that, you see the pattern right now, and as soon as she does that, she just like whack her right in the face with like a big elbow and dislodge her jaw a little bit. She's surprisingly like weak boned and kind of rotty, and you whack her pretty hard and her jaw's like and kind of hanging, and it stumbles back and it's like kind of clicks it back into place, and then this time roars and it opens up like much too wide, and like some like foul green mist kind of comes out of it, and she's gonna rush you again.
Okay.
Holy shit! The full moon dice are on your side. I rolled a 94. Not a fumble, but a fuck up.
I rolled a 22.
Hell yeah! So what's your full score now? Is 60, right?
Oh, does it still count my augment?
Yeah, so that'd be a special.
Yeah. Oh shit! I thought it was just one and done. Oh.
Kick her ass.
We're gonna say max damage. Okay.
So that's 7.
How do you end this thing?
So how does it, in terms of actual fighting, how does spirit combat differ from traditional combat?
It's really just like a lot of it can be described as much as your imagination. You're fighting a spirit. I would think that this is like one of your first forays. I mean, you've been into the spirit world before in your couple times now, actually. No, just once with your initiation. So it feels very similar to that. So I don't think you can't do anything like wild and crazy shit. The more time you spend there, you can start doing like real anime shit because you get used to being there. But now you're pretty much tied to the idea of Orisa being tied to normal laws of physics within the real normal middle world where like real people live. But you can still come up with something pretty cool.
Can I do what Amber just said in chat?
I didn't see what you said. Hold on a minute.
Because I love that.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, cool. So Orisa, so she like, the spirit like dislodges her jaw and comes over, and Orisa reaches out and grabs both sides of her face.
Okay.
And she just says, "Sleep, sister."
And when you do that, you feel this white you feel this energy run up your spine, and like I'm gonna out your chest and down your arms into her, and it's this pure white light that you perceive it as, and it goes into her, and you see it like kind of like this thing like shakes and screams, and then just for a moment as you're holding her face in yours, you see the face of a very attractive young woman kind of like come back to her senses almost and look at you with thanks in her eyes before it kind of just disintegrates into ash and falls away in her hands. Make a note. You just automatically get it. 1d3 power.
Oh shit!
When you beat it,
you
beat a spirit, you get some of its power. You can roll right now if you want to, just so you don't forget.
Yeah, I'll roll a d4, and a 4 is a reroll.
Okay.
3 motherfuckers.
Okay, you gain 3 power. Holy
Oh
shit!
my god,
Hell
my power score is 20 now.
Dang.
You're
I'm
glowing.
gonna have to redo some stats.
The more power the healer has, the better for all of our limbs.
Okay.
That was
Making a note
like
of that.
the dice were very kind to you because disease spirits don't damage you in spirit combat; they inflict you with the disease. So that could have been
Eraser's already diseased as
really
fuck.
bad. So it just disintegrates, and then she's gone, and you're just you're standing there alone at this crossroads, and the crow just looks down at you and kind of caws. But you know the way back.
Is Senir still there?
She is, but she's still kind of in a trance.
Can she take her hand and walk her back?
You absolutely can.
Then that is what she's gonna do. She's gonna walk her back home.
You walk her back home, and you walk her back into the cottage, and you lay down, and you kind of get on your knees with her. And as soon as you do, you hear Liv, and you hear Esser, and you hear Morganath, and they're like, "What? Oh, wait! She's waking up! She's waking up!" And you kind of like open your eyes, and damn you, Amber, this was like exactly what I wrote. but Liv is like holding you, and she's like, "Oh dear, are you back? Are you back?
Yeah.
What happened? You had some sort of your eyes rolled back in your head, and you were flashing all around and screaming and."
There was a spirit of Malia attacking Senir.
She kind of just looks at Esther, and Esther's like, and makes like a holy sign of Shalana Aroy, which I will not make because I don't.
Did the fucking
I
sign
almost
of the cross.
fucking did. God damn it! So in me.
You can't take the Catholic.
You
out.
can't. And Senir's just like, oh, what? Did I? What? You did fine, dear. Here, you got someone to meet. She lays the baby in her arms. Now, chat, how do we want to decide what they had? Because I haven't decided. Do we want to roll? Do we want to just throw some suggestions out?
Baby.
Roll for bebe. Yeah.
Best out of first 5 answers in the chat. Go.
I'm just gonna stare at chat.
Should be some sort of roll, right? So high, however you want to do it. High is
Also,
one, low is. Mm-hmm.
Doc Void, hope you're having fun at the LARP, sweetie, and thank you for popping in to subscribe for a fucking year.
Sweet. Thank you, Doc Void. Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, good question. Christian, what day is it?
What day is it in the Grilleranthan calendar? It is
The day after Wild Day. No? Yes.
Yes, it is. You're right. It is. Hold on a minute. Shit. Sartar. It is actually. Wow. It is the God Day of Movement Week, which is the 42nd day of fire season, and also a high holy day of Orlanth Rex. So that's a really good birthday for somebody.
I think because of the storm the night before and the fact that it's the high holy day of Orlanth, this is a little guy.
Little dude.
I think
It
this
is-
is little Orlanthy.
It is a little Orlanthy dude, and just like the picture that was oddly prescient that I made, he's got little
His
orange
name
eyes.
is Thor.
He's got little orange eyes. So little orange eyes look up at you from Senir as she holds him and kind of coos at you, Orissa. but you are exhausted.
Yep. She's like, okay, it's fine. Everything's fine.
And Esther
She's
recognizes
holding it
that.
together for Mama.
Esther recognizes that, and she's like, "Well, Morganeth, Liv, if you can take it from here, I think we've all had a long night." And they're like, "Of course, you. Good job, dear." And Morganeth like grabs you by the arm just before you leave. She grabs your hand, and she pulls you in a little bit, and she whispers to you, "You're finding the woman you were meant to be."
Badass spirit ass kicker.
She kind of like pauses at that for a second and just, I'm trying.
And kind of turns around and get back to dealing with Senna and helping her get comfortable. And Esther gets you home. And Rue and Des, you have a very drunk Desderev like sleeping now, like on your floor.
I am also very drunk.
Iskar is babysitting.
Deskar is fine because he's huge. Yeah. No,
I'm
so
not
what's new?
skinny. I'm going out like Aaron. Nina keeps saying that I'm skinny, but I'm not skinny. I've got muscles. Look, I'm gonna turn her bed upside down.
oh, you're at her and
drinking
Nina's
at
place.
Nina's house.
Oh shit, that's
No, I'm
right.
gonna turn
You
this
are?
thing over.
You tried to, but you can't. It's very, very sturdy bed because she
And
needs
he's
it.
very
Oh
drunk.
my god, it's
Yeah.
it's reinforced. Oh my god.
And so eventually you're doing that, and Aranina comes home and she's just like, I didn't mean drinks here.
There's none left.
Fine. She just like puts her axe, like she has a slot that she hangs it on the wall, and she's just like, fine, just sleep here, whatever. Takes her armor off. It's just like, no touching. Like,
Wait. How's the baby?
Oh,
And
fine.
Center.
Fine. Both fine. Fine. Thanks to your friend.
I'm gonna punch Desderin even though he's probably sleeping. I'm like, you're dad.
He's like, what the? Oh, I'm a dad.
You're dad.
And he,
Now
like,
you're gonna be a
hiccup-
good one.
He does
Now
like
you
a
have
really,
to be a good one. You have to be a dad every day. I'm
He
just
does
gonna
like a-
anxiety dump on him.
he does like a gross. His response to that is a very gross, like drunk burp.
Slap him a couple times on the back. Yeah.
Aranina's like, no, roll him over in his stomach. God, no.
I can roll him over. I got muscles.
Tries to roll him over, falls on top of him.
And you guys all fall asleep. Some of you have better mornings than others the next day.
I've
But
been
that
sleeping
is-
this whole time.
And Bryn, you've just been fine. You don't even know any of this happened.
No.
And that's all we got for tonight. We'll stop there.
Next time anyone sees her, she's like, how was the birth? She's gonna be like, fine,
Horrifying,
totally
but
fine.
it ended well.
He's a healthy baby.
Baby Thor.
Baby Thor.
That would
Cross
explain
right
why
over
you
here.
didn't see Gordon Gar today, because he was off doing some holy cult stuff.
there we
Doing
go.
some storm cult shit. Yeah.
Yep. And that explains why there was a storm that night too.
Baby.
Yeah.
Storm baby. Ugh.
Fucking
So that's all we
nailed
got
it.
tonight. Shorter session tonight. Yeah, great job. Great job, Marissa.
She's just like panicking her way through this.
She's
As she do.
even pacifists have something they'll beat up.
That's good to know.
When push comes to
Badass.
shove.
Yep. But you still
Marissa
you
shoves.
actually did it in a very Shalana Arroy way.
Yeah, she killed her.
Heal with
I,
hugs.
Awesome.
yeah. Amber said that in chat. I was like, that's
Perfect.
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah, that's
the
absolutely
one.
it. That was
It's
perfect.
the patented
Awesome.
Kent Swanson method.
It
What?
works.
This ghost is trying to kill me? I'm gonna hug it.
Hug it out.
This is why we get along. I
Can defeat
befriend
so many.
everything.
Can defeat so many RPG monsters by hugging them. Like literally, not even like code for crushing them to death. He's just like, you are a poor, tortured, undead child spirit. I'm so sorry for what happened to you. And they're like, ah, and then they just incorporate.
How much bullshit did I get away with in Call of Cthulhu, Christian?
So
All of
much.
it.
So much. You befriended so many awful things.
Anyway.
Just need a friend.
Thank you, Sharky. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for watching and for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. We've got some fun stuff coming up. Mindcrawler episode 1 dropped today. Troy's solo series. If you want to go listen to our boy T-Bliss being cool as fuck, give it a listen. It's very exciting stuff. Very interesting. We are getting closer and closer to the beginning of a new podcast-based game that Amber is producing.
Producer, editor.
Yeah.
Rainey is still the sound guy. We're gonna work on it, but don't worry, Rainey's still the sound guy.
But a few of us are going to be doing a multiplayer variant of 1,000-Year-Old Vampire, which is very exciting. First episode is going to drop in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So a lot of
We're
very
committed now. We've
stuff.
said it.
Yep. Shit, I said it out loud. All right. We're here.
Good
We're doing this.
deadline. Good deadline. We're doing good.
It's great. So that is going to be coming out. That's a very, very interesting. It's a game that you can play solo as a diary. We're doing a multiplayer variant, which is going to be a mix of diaries and letters to each other, in which we are all vampires sired by the same bastard. So, you know,
Yep.
all
We're
sorts
gonna
of
make our
drama.
way through this long, dark world with a very long, wretched existence.
Yeah,
Yep.
so good stuff. Was there anything else we needed to plug?
No, I know that. I think we're good. I think.
Cool. I think
we're
trying to
good.
remember.
I think we are.
If you enjoyed the show here, you can follow us. That is free. You just need a Twitch account. That way you're notified every time we go live. We go live every other Friday at 7 EST. Sharky, yes. Yep. 2 weeks, we're going to have the next episode of 6 seasons. That's going to be going on as standard. This is just the podcast part that's coming out along with it. So all sorts of fun
This
stuff.
is an addition. So Pinecat podcasts drop on same days. We usually have something same day we stream. We have a new podcast episode next week. The podcast version of this will drop, but 6 seasons will continue on until we finish it. And then we'll probably take a little break just to play a little something else, but then pick up with Company of the Dragon after I recover. Unless everyone hates me, which they probably will by the time this is all over.
You know, roulette, it's fine.
We're flexible. We're flexible.
Yeah. I will say too, like, because of the next couple of sessions that we do have planned, we're going to be down at least one person for a while. So, you know, if you know 6 seasons, there's some time between what just happened with the Ogress and the next session. We're going to be playing some other, like, you know, it's going to be a little bit drawn out, kind of a slow burn. So I'll just figure I'd let you guys know. The cool stuff is coming, but there's going to be some stuff inside. But I am going to be using a Johnstown Compendium module for the people who are here. So that should be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a number of weeks where 1 or 2 of us will be missing due to real life chaos. So good chaos for the most
If any
part.
of you happen to be going to StokerCon, I'll see you there.
If you missed part of the stream and you want to check us out, the VOD will be going up on Monday on our YouTube channel under DMs After Dark. You can check us out on all the social medias at DMs After Dark as well. You can also email us at dmsafterdark@gmail.com. Questions, comments, complaints, theories. I don't know why I'm stuck on the idea of people having RuneQuest theories, but I kind of love the idea.
People have Chimeras theories for
but
sure.
You know, they have Chimeras. They actually have theories about what cult you guys are going to go into. Chimeras, there's a lot of theories about Chimeras because he's obviously the weirdest character, and shamans are the weirdest thing in RuneQuest in a lot of ways. But yeah, there's been some theorizing. People have reached out.
Yeah, Amber and I are
Yeah.
the only obvious bitches when it comes to cults.
Obvious
Well, I
bitches.
mean, when you're walking around with a wolf, it's kind of,
When you're
You know.
just a wolf boy.
Casual
and a
wolf
derpy
boy.
wolf, which is so great.
Derpy wolf. She's less
He's-
derpy than me, though. I
Moon
know
Moon.
it's true.
Uh,
I don't know though.
but yes, all of that goodness. We're on all of the podcast apps at DMs After Dark, whichever podcast app you like to listen to. We are there. As we said kind of at the beginning, we are reaching an incredible amount of downloads, and it is super appreciated. Like, that's so fucking cool that y'all are enjoying us and listening to our shit, and it's very, very fun, and very, rewarding for us to see that people are enjoying what we do. All of that being said, have a good night, everyone. Oh God, the first thing that came into my head was go birth some babies, but I can't end on that.
Use protection.
Go howl at the moon in the rain. Let's do that
That's
instead.
a better one.
But
Until
also
next.
use
I mean that too.
Watch out for bees.
Watch out for bees.
Watch
That's
out.
a good one.
Watch out for bees. Jesus H. Christ. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Take care.
Oh, I hate when I say things.